Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for checking back this video on Tanto Cuore deck building game. So pretty much we'll be going through on how to play it. So as you can see, there's a lot of open cards. Yes, this is how we're gonna play. So I'm not gonna just throw all the instructions all at you at once. So we'll pretty much go through step by step. So to start things off, let's see. So we have 1 heart, 2 heart, 3 hearts. Oh, sorry, 3 love. These are love hearts. Think of them as currencies in order to hire maids into your mansion. We have these purple colored cards. We call them event cards, but we'll get to that later. Just think of them as negative cards, which is supposed to help you and inconvenience the other player or players. This is, well, you can't really see here right now because it's covered, but it says over here private maid. What is a private maid? We'll get to that later, but for the time being the instruction requires you to open 2 cards and put it out like that, like so. So you can already tell these cards are significantly different in color, and probably, I mean, you probably might guess they're probably going to be pretty powerful. Next we have the normal mate cards, or the general mate, so to speak. They are colored in blue. There will be a total of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 of them. There's actually more in the box which I haven't used yet, because we don't need them, because the game itself only requires 10. This is a basic setup. This is like recommended for starting players. In fact, the cards in the box possess mates which have interesting abilities, which would make the gameplay, which I suspect, even more fun. Actually, I know it would be more fun. This one is actually pretty basic. It just gets you up and running. Then we have 2 more over here. These are mate chiefs. You can't really see them. I apologize. My phone's focusing ability isn't all that great, but we'll just stick to it. Nonetheless, remember that these cards, these 2 cards, pretty much hold a lot of value in the game itself. It is supposed to help you to win. However, here's the kicker. These 2 cards are practically almost useless during the game. They will only be very useful when the game ends. Confusing, huh? I know. So that is why we'll be going through step by step. Nonetheless, just remember they are important, but they can both be beneficial as well as a hindrance to you during the gameplay. But all in all, they're still important to you, and pretty much that's it. So how you win the game? You win the game by calculating victory points. Victory points are calculated at the top right corner of the card itself. I think you should be able to see this clearly. Yeah, see that? It says 1. As blurry as it is, yeah, you can definitely make it out as 1. Now, so pretty much these 2 cards also have it too. This one has a value of 6, someone has 1, someone has 3. So that is what determines who is the winner in the end. So in other words, even if you build your deck really powerfully, if the other player or players manage to play their cards right, they would actually they might even have more victory points, or VP for short, to win this game. So without further ado, we start things off. So you start off with a very basic 10 card deck. The 10 card deck consists of 3 1 love, and I'm sorry, 7 1 love, 7, and 3 what's her name again? Colette. Yeah, 3 Colette, or Colettes, whatever. And then you take those and you shuffle them. I've already shuffled this, and I made another deck too, so as to represent 2 players in play. So let's say player 1 starts first. So I take 5 cards. I'll just show it to you. 1, 2, give me a moment, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so I have 5 cards in my hand. Alright, so as you can tell, I have 3 love and 2 colettes. Alright, so now we're gonna start with now I'm gonna explain to you there are 4 phases to the game. There's the startup, there's the serving, there's the employment, and finally the discard phase. The startup is something that will not be present at the beginning of the game, so we don't need to worry about that. Next is the serving. Serving, again, nothing much I can show you here. I'll explain to you later. And finally, the third phase, employment. Employment is when you actually use your love cards, your currency, so to speak, to actually employ mates here. The game calls it the town, but you can call it whatever you want. Just remember that this is actually where you actually employ mates. You can employ currency even. You can employ events. Pretty much you can employ anything that is within your means. As long as they are within 3 hearts or below, or any number of heart cards that is in your hand, as long as it is within that limit, you can purchase them. So how is it determined? At the top left corner, in this case, this card requires 2 hearts to buy. So I can clearly buy that. 1, 2, and 3. So let's say I want to get, I'll get her. So she costs 3 hearts. Alright. You can see that there's some icons here at the bottom, but I'll explain to you that later. Just remember that once you buy the card, any card, it goes straight to your discard pile. It does not go into your hand. It goes into your discard pile. So I'll just put it here. Okay, so I bought 1 item already. That's all I can do, and I take these cards and put them into the discard pile. Presto. Now you're probably wondering, well, hey, Conquer Double Ones, how many can I buy them? Well, that is a very crucial question. Remember that I told you about there are 4 phases? Now, forgetting about the first phase, the second and the third phase, the serving and the employment phase, by default, every player has only 1 of each. So that means you can only get 1 serving, you can only get 1 employment. What is a serving? Again, I'll tell you about that later. Next player. We have 4 cards. We take 1 more. Okay, so again, the same setup as the first player. 3 hearts, 2 colettes. So let's get something a little different. So 3 hearts, what can I get? I will get... I'll get... How many hearts is that? Oh, that's 4. That's not enough. She seems good. There's some descriptions below. Again, I'll explain to you what it does. But nonetheless, remember, she costs 2 only. So I bought... I employed her. The word buy isn't so pretty in this game. But anyway, go to the discard piles. Likewise, these all go to the discard pile as well. The turn is over. And I take another 5. This time for player 1. Player 1 has a total of 4 hearts now. So now that means I have 1 heart, 1 love higher to buy stuff. This time I think I'm gonna buy some love. Yes, I'm gonna buy 2 love, which costs 4. Okay, so that's enough. It goes into your discard pile, goes into there. And remember, once your library, or they call it the kitchen, but I'll just call it the library, it's more easier to understand. Once your library is exhausted, you actually immediately take your discard pile and you shuffle them. Yes, I can't do very well, so I'll just do it the best as I can. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Yeah. One-handed shuffle. I'm done. And supposedly I'm supposed to take 5 cards right now, but to be more tedious, I'll take it in a while later. Yeah, come on. There we go. And we put it back here. Player 2, what do you have? Likewise, if I suspect correctly, you have 4 love again, I can buy up to 4 hearts value. So what can I get? I decide I will get her. Go to discard pile. Like, what's with this, guys? Shuffle, 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 shuffle. You know what? I'm just gonna put this phone down a bit. There we go. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay, card's been shuffled. I just shuffled this again, just to be sure. Shuffle, 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 shuffle again. Now I'm done. Take out the phone. Alright, next I take 5 cards. Bup, bup. This, and one more. Okay, so so now I have a general made, so now I can explain to you what serving is. So just to give a quick rundown of what is in my hand, I have 1 general made, 1 heart, 2 heart, that's total 3, and then 4 hearts. So I have also 1 collect card, a made chief. Now here comes the complex part. This might take a while to understand, but just try to see if you can follow along. It takes a while. Remember I told you about that there is 1 serving, that every player is given 1 serving by default? Remember? Yes. Now 1 serving pretty much means you can get any of the made cards in your hand, put into play, and their effect comes into play to help you. Yes, you the player. In this case, what she provides is, there we go. Okay, it's not very clear, but it's supposed to be a hand sign together with a +2. It means that she provides 2 more additional servings. So that means, even though I used up that 1 serving by default, now I have +2. So I have 2 more servings. Now, there's another reason why I use this. So that means, okay, so in other words, remember now that I have 2 servings, now in other words, I can play up to 2 made cards in my hand. Now, I have only this. She doesn't really have much of ability only at the end of the game. However, okay, I'll just read out to you the description. It says here, chambermaid serving -2. You probably get what that means, but anyway, let's just continue. It says, at the end of the game, if you have more colettes employed than any other player, you gain a bonus of 5 VP. So pretty much a rundown is that if you manage to employ her as much as possible, the 1 player with the most collect employed would get an additional 5 victory points, which would actually help a great deal. But conquer number 1, what does this all mean? Now here comes a new piece of rule which I have not shared with you. I put it on hold. Now there is an additional place where you can put made cards at. It is known as your private chambers. The private chambers are pretty much where you actually put any of the maids down, or any specific maids down, to enjoy the benefits that is within the text description. They do not get shuffled into your deck. They do not get discarded. And they pretty much will not get removed unless explicitly said so. However, do note, if any of the maids that you placed into your private chambers, they actually forfeit the special abilities. The 4 symbols, that is. What is only in play is only the text within the description, unless otherwise stated. Confusing? You should be. But it takes a while to actually get the gameplay done, so just remember, so right now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put her as my private maid in my private chamber. So however, she requires 2. So she goes into it. I used up my 2 servings. She goes into here. Okay, it's face up, everyone can see it. She does not get shuffled, so do not confuse yourself with the discard pile. This is not the discard pile. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with this. This one also goes to the discard pile. I used her already, it's alright. So the serving phase is over. Remember what's next? Yes, it's called the employment phase. So I have 4 hearts. What can I do with 4 hearts? Let's see, what am I gonna do? I think I will get I think I'll get her. She has something interesting which I will explain to you later if I manage to draw her. So I put her into the discard pile. I'm done with my turn. The discard phase, I'm done. Bam. Okay, so next is player 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. Alright. Okay, so sweet. I have 3 mate cards. Two of them normal mates and one of them is Colette. So now I can explain a bit more regarding about what the other symbols means. So first off, remember starter phase, there's nothing to do. Next, serving phase. I decided to play her. Let's put her down. So she has 3 symbols highlighted. The 4th one is not, but yeah, I'll probably have to find another card which fortunately this card has, so I can explain to you. So pretty much what the symbol means is the first one, which looks something like a deck +1, means I draw a card from my deck. Oh, another heart, so I have a total of 3. Next is +1 heart, +1 love. So this actually gives me an additional heart value to my total hand. So instead of 3, now I have 4 love to spend. And finally, 1 more serving. So I still have 1 more serving to play, 1 more serving to employ another maid, which is good. So therefore I can use her. Okay, so now this maid is special because she has both icons, or rather 1 icon and text as well. Now again, you can read it. I'll read it to you. It says chambermaid. To become a chambermaid, it requires 1 serving -1. And then there's also further text that says chambermaid bonus for each set of 2 or 3 crescent sisters you have as chambermaids, you get bonus VP. Each set of 2 different sisters equals to 3 VP, and each set of all 3 sisters equals to 7 VP. Now, this is clearly a powerful card, but only if you play it right. If you play it well, if you strategize it well, it reaps great rewards for you. So naturally, this card is powerful, but you need to know how and when to use it. So I decided to play her. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to play her so I can explain to you what the 4th icon is. So remember that serving is all consumed, it's all depleted. Now what does this icon mean? This icon, the last one, means employment. Remember that I told you about that each player by default has 1 employment? Well, this adds up another employment, which means I have 2. Which also means that with the value of 4 love I have, I can buy up to 2, I can hire up to 2 maids or 2 events or whatever that is here. Just remember, when you actually buy multiple, when you hire multiple cards, alright, hire multiple cards, it must be within the value. So in other words, I can't just say, oh, 4 for this, 4 for that. No, the value is actually split up between the 2 cards that you have hired. So in this case, I think I'll get her and her. Now here's an interesting thing. I'm trying to do a combo here. So these 3 cards, or rather these 3 maids, are actually sisters. Their names are as follows: Azure Crescent, Viola Crescent, and Rouge Crescent. So if I manage to put them all as my chambermaids, they form a set, which, if you recall, it says that if I manage to get 3 sisters, I get an additional 7 VP. So that means that even though that they actually have 3 VPs, I mean, combine 1, 2, and 3, right? But at the end of it, if I manage to get them set together, it's 3 plus 7 equals to 10. So this set is worth 10 VP points, which is actually a lot. So, but remember, I have not employed them, I have not so-called promoted them into as my private maid yet. So they immediately go into my discard pile. Bam. Next is player 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 4 love, 1 Colette. It doesn't seem all that great. So I can't really do any servings yet. Remember, Colette requires 2, as the description says. But oops, should have mixed that up. Sorry about that. You see that? I got confused. This is my discard pile. That is my private chambers. So you also remember to do a clear-cut divider or area, just to make sure so that you do not confuse yourself, which is your discard and which is your private chambers. Okay, so back to here. Remember, I only have 1 serving, therefore I cannot I cannot promote her to my chambermaid, therefore she's useless. But I have 4. All right, so I decide to buy this time something useful. Oh, actually something powerful, something different. I'm going to get her, a private maid. Now, what is a private maid? Well, at the description, yes, a maid that's private for you, your personal private maid. So pretty much this private maid, as soon as you hire her, unlike conventional maids or any other maids that you can promote to chambermaid if the description says so, any private maid that you hire immediately goes into your private chambers. Bam, just like that. Okay, so she costs 4. I have enough love to actually do that. That's fine. There's also but she has some powerful abilities. At least, well, more specifically, she has 1 powerful ability. It says here, during your serving phase, if any of your maids caused you to draw a card, you may draw an additional card. This effect can only happen once per turn. Okay, so this is pretty clear cut. The description, the description tells you so. So you pretty much put that into your private chambers. I'm done for my turn. I have nothing else to do. It's the discard phase. This goes here. Now, every time you take a private card, you always have to take the top down first card and then flip it over, so that at any given time, any player will always have 2 private maid options. All right. So this turn now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, oh, only 4 love. Nothing much I can do in the serving phase. That's out. So, but I can buy. I can hire. Yes, I can hire. Now, I assume that you pretty much have a gist of roughly what goes on with the basic phases. Now I'm going to go a bit more complex now, a bit more complex steps. This time I'm going to buy an event card, this or this. Now, do you recall that player 1 has a private maid with an ability? Right, so I'm going to just jump straight ahead. I'm going to buy an illness card. Now, what does an illness card do? Illness card is an event card that says this is placed onto a maid in any player's private quarters. That maid loses all her abilities and VPs. Sorry. Yeah, you heard that. You buy this card and you target any maid in any player's private quarters, and that particular maid loses her abilities, loses her powers, as well as her VP. So it actually sticks to her throughout the rest of the game. However, there is a condition. It says here, in your starting phase, you may discard a 3 love card from your hand. If you do, return this card to the town. So as the description says, during your starter phase, remember about the first phase, the starter phase, if you have a 3 love card in your hand, you can put that in, you can discard that into your discard pile, and this will be removed from your private mate back to here. The only downside is that the 3 love cannot be combined like this. It has to be a physical 3 love card. Okay, so it is not that easy either, but it's nonetheless it is still a solution to get out of the mess. So I decided to buy this and put it on her. Okay, so now this particular private mate's ability is no longer accessible to me, and her VP is also 0. No VP, unless I remove it before the end of the game. So I'm done. I already bought that event, and this goes into the discard pile. Alright, so I take player 1, 2 cards. Now, no more cards in the library, right? So I got 2. So that's when you actually take the deck and shuffle. There we go. It's not a great shuffle, but we'll do what we can. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now, as much as I would love to remove the illness card that player 2 actually placed on my private mate, I can't do so since I have no 3 love cards, as I already described to you. So I cannot use her ability, which is kind of sad. But nonetheless, we'll move on. So, things aren't that bad yet. I can still use her. I can have her to serve me, to give me 2 more servings, and I will promote her to my promote her into my private chambers. Bam. She is now another 2. Sorry about that. I think I got some major mail updates. Anyway, so this goes to here. So now I have 3 hearts. 3 hearts. What can I do? I am going to get. I think I'm gonna get her. She is kind of unique, as you can probably tell. Her VP is a question mark. What does it mean? Here's the description. She can become chambermaid for just 1 serving value, so she is quite easy to promote as a chambermaid, which is good. She has a chambermaid bonus for each set of saffron. That's her name. For each set of saffron you have as a chambermaid, you gain additional VP. 2 saffrons equals to 4 VP, 3 equals to 8 VP, and 4 equals to 12. But you probably might have this thought, but Conquer Double One, what about you just have her, just one of her as her in your private chamber? Well, here's the kicker. There will be no VP. If you have just 1 card of this, is 0. So it's probably better that if you do actually get this, get her, you should get a couple more as well. Hire more of her. Okay, so I'm done. I put it back. I put it into the discard pile right here. Oh, sorry, right here. There we go. Now onto her. Onto player. Oh, so just 1 card. Shuffle. Not only great shuffling, but again, one-handed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. Awesome. So now player 2 still has no maids hired yet. So I'm gonna see if I can do something about that, but apparently I cannot. She cannot be employed. She requires 2 servings. However, I can for her. I can for her. But before that, I wanted her to serve me first, to have her use her abilities. So I draw 1 card. Ah, nice. I have her now. I get additional heart and I get additional serving. Now, I'm pretty much torn whether I want to have her serve me to allow me to draw another additional card, or I can use that serving, diverse serving, to actually promote either one of them into my private chamber. So you see, there's the decision making that you have to make. It's not that easy. Yes. Well, I'm kind of in a stump here. Should I draw additional card, or should I hire promote them? but I think I'm gonna promote her into my private chamber instead. There. So I've exhausted all my servings. I cannot play her. Neither can I play her. So now next into the employment phase, I have 2 hearts, 2 loves. What can I do with 2 loves? I decide to get, let's see, I think I will get bad habit. Now what is bad habit? Bad habit is an event card as well. It says at the end of the game, if you have 4 or more bad habits in your private quarters, each is worth -2 VP. That's a lot. So pretty much what it means is that, okay, first off, you can tell instead of a +1, it's a -1 VP. So if it is placed in your area, it deducts from your total score, which is not good. So but if you have multiple of this, 4 or more, it will be no longer be -1 per card, but -2, which is dangerous, very dangerous. So player 2 decides to put it at player 1. But unlike illness, which is this card, bad event is placed in the private quarter, not on an individual maid, so it affects the entire place. So instead, I'll just put it here. I'm done. So player 2 has not been very, very nice. He is a shrewd player, though nothing remotely wrong about that. So next, I think we'll just have to end this real quick after this turn, as to teach you, show you how to calculate the scores. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 love. That's quite a lot. And I have 1 serving, and I have her. So I put her down. Take 2 more cards. Ta-da! I have exhausted all my servings. I have now 3 employments because it's a +2. 3 employments. I can hire 3 cards from here. But I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hearts. 6 hearts. That's quite a lot. Oh, and just so you know, before you forget, remember about the +2 thing? And remember about my private maid, this little girl. Now remember that supposedly she said this card says that if any of your maids causes you to draw a card, you may draw an additional card. This effect can only happen once per turn, so during my serving phase. So technically, if I did not receive this illness card, I would have been able to draw 1 more card during the serving phase. But because of this, no, I cannot. But it's okay. I got 6 hearts. I can buy. I can hire. Let's see. I think I will hire someone powerful. In which case, another private maid. Okay, another private maid. Now, here's another thing. When you hire private maid or maids, only 1 card can be in play. What it means. So when I actually hire her, I should put her on top. In other words, the maid before that still exists. It's just that her effect, if without the illness card that is, her special effect will not come into play. Only the topmost card, the most recent private maid card that I have hired, can only play its effect. But when it comes into calculations, their VP still remains intact. So I'm done. I have hired. This goes to the discard pile. And the last, and this one goes to here like that. And the last turn for player 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Now, again, 1 serving. I can't do much. I can, however, employ her, promote her into my private chamber. Bam. And I have 3 love. 3 loves. What can I get? I will, seeing that my chances ain't that much, I'm gonna see if I can try to sabotage the other player, which then I will buy another bad habit and place it there into player 1's private chambers. And now we are done. The game is over. Alright, and now is for the point calculation. So we pretty much go through with the sections. So first we calculate what is in our private chambers, followed by we calculate what is in our hand, and and then later on subtract it from the bad habits that we obtained. So first off, let's start with player 1. Player 1 has one primate, that's 2, followed by 2 of this, that's 4. That's a total of 4. And then if I'm going to search my hand, I have 2 of these. Yes, you do calculate victory points also from your deck as well. It is not just the mates; they are on in your private chambers. They are also in your hand because they're considered employed. Let's see. So yes, that's pretty much it. So that comes out to a total of 5. For Saffron, this particular mate card is considered 0 because I did not meet 2 conditions. 1, she is not an enchantment mate, and 2, I did not have 2 or more of the same card. So this is 0, so out of the way. So that comes to a total of 5, but I still got 2 more bad habit cards, which is -2. So 5 minus 2 equals to 3. I got a total of 3 points for player 1. Player 2, let's see, player 2, this and this. Let's see, do I have anything here? Yes, I have Colette. Oh yes, Colette in Viola. Now I'm putting this on the side. So first off, we have 3 Colettes, and if you recall, Colette has an ability that at the end of the game, if you have more Colette employed than any other player, you get a bonus of 5 VP. In this case, both player 1 and player 2 have the same amount of Colette cards in either deck, so no one gets the VP. Followed by this. Now, Rouge Crescent and Azure Crescent, sorry, have been employed as chambermaids, and therefore there is a bonus, which if you again recall, if I manage to get 2 different sisters as a set, I get extra 3 VP. So it actually is 1, 2 plus 3 more, that's 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 9. Now this is not considered a set because it is not promoted as a chambermaid. Alright, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 versus 3, player 2 wins. This is roughly how the counting system works. And also, the game doesn't really, of course, really end like that. The game only ends if any of the 2 stacks of made cards here, not these do not count, these do. If any 2 stacks of these cards have been completely exhausted, the game ends, and that's when the point system starts. So in other words, it also comes down to like calculation as to whether you want to end this game quickly or you want to drag on and prolong it. So there's pros and cons on how you're gonna make it do each action. So pretty much that's how the point works. Now on to some of my complaints. Now the artwork is fine, the artwork is great, don't get me wrong, I liked it. I explained to you earlier on, because of the bright colors, the setting, the artwork, awesome. I really enjoyed it. It's very nice change from Dominion. My complaint though is the size of the text. The text, okay, it's blurry as it is, but the text is really small. So if you're gonna be on the table with like 3 or 4 people, they're gonna have to like, oh, what's that card, and then they would like take them like maybe 5 to 10 minutes just as like, oh, okay, what's this, and then really through it, and it could drag on. So for first time players, a couple of times on cards they've never seen before, you might want to be patient with them. They might not know what it is. Just pretty much go through it. So this is Tanto Cuore, and I hope you enjoy this video gameplay playthrough, and give a thumbs up if you like it, and leave any comments if you wish regarding about questions, I don't know, comments or whatever they want. So hope to see you soon. Bye.